Lafayette senior Dan Trist leads the Leopards in scoring and rebounding in 2015, and the 6'9" forward's name can also be seen among the top 5 in 4 different Patriot League stat categories, including scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage. Known for being a powerhouse in the paint, the Australian native is also not shy about sinking shots from 18 feet out. He picked up his 1,000th career point when the Leopards hit the road to Yale in November, and he currently ranks 26th in all-time scoring at Lafayette.
I love being good at basketball, especially when you're growing up as a teenager. It's nice to be good at anything. But I don't know, as a pretty tall kid growing up, it was nice to find something that I was good at and something I could keep improving at. It was almost like this goal to work towards, and it sort of structured my life, and I think that's been very beneficial for me as a person.
Basketball might not be the most common childhood sport in Australia, but it's certainly a game that stuck with Trist, leading him to compete with Australia's under-19 team at the Under-19 World Championships in 2011.
It was amazing. It was the best basketball experience of my life to that point. There's nothing like representing your country, the sense of pride and passion, and it's the same, for other people you're playing against. You're playing against kids from Russia representing Russia, or from China representing China, and they're playing as hard as they can.
As a high school student athlete at North Sydney, Trist played hard on the court and studied hard in the classroom. It's a balance he shared in common with Lafayette College, an institution that would again link him up with teammate Nathaniel Musters, a fellow Australian and graduate of Sydney Tech.
When I was deciding to come to Lafayette, it was definitely a big help that Dan was already here. He could tell me how much he enjoyed playing at Lafayette, and playing behind him for the last couple of years has been a really good experience for me. He's an awesome post player. I feel like if there's anything I can learn off him, it's just the way that he moves on the block, the footwork that he uses, the composure that he has. He's really good out to like 15 or 17 feet, that mid-range jump shot, so just how strong he is with the ball I think is something that I really look up to, and hopefully I can get there. So it's been really good being able to look at him and really learn from him. And when our teammates make fun of us for being Australian, make fun of our accents a little bit, it's always nice to have someone to back you up a little bit as well.
Easton's grown on me. Easton's definitely grown on me. When I first got here, it was very, very different to Sydney. There's no beaches, there's not a lot of sun. It's not this giant, busy city, but it's home. I would definitely call it home. It's nice to belong somewhere, and I would say 2 places I belong are Easton and Sydney, so I would count them both as my home equally.
Trist heads back home to Australia every summer, but in the meantime, thanks to live digital streaming offered by the Patriot League network, his family has been keeping tabs on his moves to the basket from afar.
My mom actually watches almost every game. A 7 o'clock at night game here is 11 a.m. in the morning, like the next day in Australia. So Helga will be on the computer, screaming at the computer, doing her thing, and she even gets up for the midday games are like 6 a.m. for her, I think, 5, 6, 7 a.m. and she gets up for those. I got to win those games. I got to play well in those games, because if she's getting up at 5 or 6 a.m., I'm going to hear about it if I don't play well. So my mom's great with that. She's my biggest fan, and she's the head of my support structure, definitely. And my dad, he watches some games too, but he's busy with work, so mom's holding down the fort at home.
When Trist was a freshman, the concept of home meant splitting time between Easton and Sydney. 4 years later, the senior forward views his life to be spread across America and Australia, a broader scale for the Aussie that has expanded his horizons while on the hill. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Pulowski.